Hello, everyone. On February the 1st, there's going to be a Venus-Neptune conjunction, which in itself is not such a big deal because it happens every year, every 8 months. But it is going to be on the North Node in Pisces. And also, it is going to be ruled by Neptune, which is also conjunct. So it's a triple conjunction. And the Pisces moon will cross over them that night. So it's actually a quite interesting moment. And it gives me occasion to look around and try to find definitions for the different types of love, uh, which is, I think, something that we should all be aware of. And here's the space-time moment for London. So it will occur on February the 1st at 16:33, so 4:30 in London. The sun will be going down on the horizon. So you need to wait a couple of maybe 2 hours before you can actually observe it in the sky. But you will be able to observe the crescent moon with Venus at least, and of course the North Node is just a point, a calculated point, and Neptune. For Neptune, you need a powerful telescope in order to see the conjunction. So so I gave the title "Faithful Predestined Love," predestined as it is on the North Node, and but Neptune kind of elevates the whole energy. So in the London chart, you have Chiron and Aries on the midheaven, drastically altered outward circumstances that cause karmic wounds. And actually, if you lose a loved one, or you are being cheated, or you just fall out of love, it's always a destroyer, and it always gives you a lot of pain. And on the IC in the London chart, you have Black Moon Lilith, which is the third turning point of the Lilith myth. It's the goddess who is returning to the Garden of Eden, and for this she needs the energy of determinedness and understanding and knowledge, and also clairvoyance. On the descendant, which actually is the point of the but we always say that if you look at the chart and you look at the descendant, it gives you an overview of what we expect from our significant other, so the spouse or someone. So it shows what you need because it is opposite yourself, which is the ascendant. And you have the sun there and also Mercury. Actually, so there's a double conjunction there. The Lilith Pallas Athena conjunction is still very tight. It's going to be very tight for quite some while. So that's the space time moment. Now let's take a look at what love actually is. And when we turn to the Bible, there are actually 4 types of love distinguished in the Bible: Eros, Philia, Storge, and Agape. Eros is the most common and the most coveted of these four types of love. Romantic love, which is based, of course, on physical, carnal desire and sexual passion, and this is what we seek. Most of the people are seeking this. They are hoping to fall in love. They are hoping to get this magical, mystical feeling. And if you consider how the Greeks were looking at it, it's very fascinating because they knew that normal, everyday people don't get so mad, so idiotic. They won't fall in love just by themselves. You need some sort of sorcery, some sort of magic. For instance, Cupid's arrow, or some sort of magic potion, and then it is how you fall in love. And at the same time, if you have met someone who is in love, or if you have been in love lately, you know that love really turns you beautiful. It it elevates you and puts you into a different dimension, so to speak. It's really fascinating. And of course, the planet that is linked to it is Venus. Venus is the goddess of love, and all the asteroids. You see the asteroids here. I also enumerated their numbers, so you can find these either on the astro.com or a couple of other websites that deal with asteroids. So if you are interested whether these asteroids are there in your synastry or in your natal chart, this is the way to do it. Either research it by name or by small solar system body numbers. That's why I included numbers. And as you can see, Cupid and Eros and all these love asteroids are there. Of course, Aphrodite as well. I also included Asmodeus, which is the demon of desire, and also Adonis, which denotes strong physical desire. And the rest are love goddesses, mainly, like Ishtar or Shiva, who is the Slavonic love goddess, or Valentine. So these, even Helen of Troy, who was the most beautiful woman on earth, but she triggered the Trojan War. And actually, this also describes the fact that if you are completely engulfed by this type of love, Eros type of love, you don't know how to make rational decisions. So you lose your rationality. That's Helen. Okay. The second type of love, according to the Bible, is philia, which is tender, friendly love, and it is based on equality and harmony. And it tends to be among old couples as well as friends. When you don't have this physical need, you don't have the desire, you don't have the sexual attraction at all, but you genuinely love the other person. It's very fulfilling. It's very nice. You can have friendships based on this. You can also have relationships based on this. Some people really think that they don't need love. They don't need this magical thing, which most of us covet, of course. And some people are quite afraid of such drastic and upheaval causing emotion. So they choose friendly and tender love, philia. And for this, the planet is Jupiter, which of course appropriates mutual acceptance and understanding, and also a couple of the other of other asteroids, for instance, Amicida, which is the Latin for friendship. And you might find it interesting that Angel and Psyche are also among them. But if you consider the Eros and Psyche story, how Psyche behaves, you will see that she really behaves as a very calm and very supportive lover. And that is exactly what tender, friendly love is based on. And Angel is simply because this also has a quality of higher dimensional energy. When you accept someone just based on what he or she carries. Okay. And the third one is Sorge, which is a strange thing, a strange label. But this is love through the fondness of familiarity. So you feel it for relatives, family members. It's the bond between love, the natural love between parent and child, or your pet, or you as a child for your mother. And so this is very interesting because it's very natural, and it's not, there's no sexuality in it. There's no carnal imagery in it. And it pays the least attention to those characteristics deemed valuable or worthy of love. You just accept the other person. So it's quite interesting and quite strong. I think this is something that the powers that be don't want us to feel. That is why they disrupt family relationships. That is why they disrupt the family itself. And that is why when you go to the country or you go to rural areas, you still find this type of supportive love among family members. For instance, here in Hungary, we used to have houses that had many, at least four sections. And when a young couple got married, they received one portion of the house, usually at the back. And it was always the eldest couple who was at the front. And everyone had its function in the family. And it was a very supportive, very nice way of living. It doesn't, you can't do this in the big cities, unfortunately. So that is what it is. It is ruled by the moon, and all kinds of mother and creator goddesses, Anahita, which is the creator goddess, and also you see all the main goddesses like Gaia, Isis, Neith, Otslo, Rhea. These are all fertility and mother goddesses. And you also find compassion, which is exactly what you need in this type of love, and charis, grace, and gratia, which is gratitude, which as again is very necessary in this type of love. And the fourth type is agape. This is the highest and purest, completely selfless and unconditional form of love. It doesn't really exist on the physical plane. This it really exists regardless of any changing circumstances. It is spiritual by nature, and it's not at all influenced by any human desire or expectation. So this is the purest functioning love energy. And it's quite often seen, according to the Bible, as specifically Christian virtue to achieve. But we can achieve it, and anyone can achieve it, really. So the planet here is Neptune, of course, and you find uh, uh, all kinds of celestial esoteric energies or asteroids connected to it. So you have Celestina, or you have Paradise, you have Spirit, also Ambrosia, which is the food for God, for the gods and goddesses, and of course Alma, which in Latin means the spirit, the soul, and the asteroid spirit as well. So those are the four main types in the Bible, but there are further definitions and variations. For instance, according to Plato, who I regard very highly, love is the force of nature that enables us to extend beyond our limited and subjective selves. It's beautiful, I think, this definition. And the Greeks distinguished further variations of love. Ludus, which was playful love, this is very typical of young people who explore all the stages of getting to know one another. So the meetings and the flirting, and of course then sex and euphoria. But these come in little stages, one by one. So it's not like immediate. At least it used to be in my age. I know that now you have one night stands all across. So you go to a disco or you go to any a party, and then you're having sex with a complete stranger. But it used to be. Ludus is a very very important ingredient in love affairs, and we should really keep it. And you find this in old couples as well when they meet. Let's say two widowers meet, and then they start having a relationship. You find this playful love there as well. Mania, the second one is not very nice, but actually it's the painful tortures version of love, very often prone to jealousy, unhealthy possessiveness, even malevolence, even revenge. And the lovers really torment each other and cannot let go, but at the same time they can't resolve their issues, and it could be a very very destructive type. It's really not nice. There's also pragma, a pragmatic and durable love, which is mature and long term. And this very typically is a marital energy. So what happens, it's always based on mutual respect. And it happens to couples that have been married for decades, and or friendships that are there really for a long time. And you need a lot of compromise for that. So if you want to keep this up, you need to compromise. You need to learn how to find the way to meet halfway with the other. And then the last one, which is philautia, self-love. And this is something that I always keep emphasizing to my clients, and also when I teach synastry or teach about Venus or whatever, that in order to find love outside you, or find out, to gain love from others, you need to love yourself. Simply because if you don't love yourself, in your aura, you will signal to the other that I'm not worthy. Don't talk to me. So you need self-love in order to be loved. And also, we are only able to have the love that is already inherent in us. Otherwise, it's not going to be there. So it is a complete misunderstanding that if you feel miserable, then someone will come and help you feel not miserable. It's not going to happen. First, you need to elevate your energy. You need to elevate your vibration in order for anyone to even talk to you. Believe me, that's very important. Okay, so let's take a look at what we have here in the chart. And there's a complex planetary picture which is illuminated by the moon and also by the sun, but although this is the space-time moment when the sun is going down, so nothing is really illuminated, just in the chart, really. And what you see here is there's a dissolved opposition between the ascendant, descendant, the sun on the descendant, and Jupiter. So there's also a Sun-Jupiter trine, which is very, very beneficial. Of course, there's a blessing in the space-time moment. There's also a tensely dissolved opposition by the triple or fourfold conjunction, because it is dissolved, the ascendant-descendant opposition is dissolved by the Neptune-Venus North Node and Moon conjunctions with a semisquare and a sesquiquadrate. That is why it's tensely dissolved. And there's also an archer. And an archer is made by a quinta Chile. In this case, it is between Jupiter and Juno. Actually, Jupiter and Juno are husband and wife. They are the king and queen of heaven, the mother and father of gods and goddesses. So actually, it's a very, very strong connection, really, in the sky. And as you can see, the archer incorporates all the necessary ingredients of long-term mutual relationship. The blessing, Jupiter, the Juno, the wife, the spouse, Venus, the lover, and Neptune, unconditional love, and Moon, emotions and motherhood. So it's really a beautiful space-time moment at the moment. As we see here, you can check out the aspects if you want to do that. And we do have a couple of transcendental celestial objects, not too many, but quite significant. On the sun, you have Icarus, Apophis, and on the descendant, you also have Nate. And Nate is one of the mother goddesses, one of the so-called creator goddesses. Icarus and Apophis were there in the new moon, in the Aquarius new moon. I made a video on it, so you can actually check it out if you want. On the moon, you have Thales, the philosopher and mathematician. On the North Node, Venus, Neptune, triple conjunction of Iris, who is actually the messenger, the divine messenger that is coming down to us. And on Jupiter, you have Eurydice, who is also a god, a love goddess, a love energy, a love asteroid, because Orpheus is very much in love with his wife. And when she dies, he goes down to the underworld to rescue her. But of course, he's unable to. So Eurydice and Orpheus both represent love that is beyond the grave, that is so strong, that is beyond the grave. We didn't have a label for that, but I would say that actually it would be, except for mania, well, it's actually even mania there. So it's actually part of any type of love. It could be part of any type of love. And on the south node, you have Oklo or Otlo. She's the creator goddess and love and creator goddess of the Incas. So it's an Inca archetype. And Alkaid, which is Eta, Ursa Major. And both Ursa Major and so the big and little bear are very much connected to the goddess energy. And then on Juno, you have Veritas, which is, again, a very important ingredient in serious committed relationships, to keep the truth in it, to keep mutual understanding and mutual truth. So this is it. It's quite a significant moment, space-time moment. It's the 1st of February, so it gives you the chance to start the monthly energy with love. And actually, all types of love are great if you are keeping it within yourself and you're using it wisely. Thank you very much for listening. Bye-bye.